Ahoy guys, SuitMetal983 here to bring you another CD review. And I have got a review of what is arguably the most fun and enjoyable album that will come out in 2018 for sure. This is fucking fantastic. But yeah, let's get on with it. This is what I'm going to be reviewing for you today. Yeah, this is the debut album from the band Rumahoy entitled The Triumph of Piracy. This is released under Napalm Records. Now, Rumahoy, you may have been exposed to them through the means of Pirate Fest, the Alestorm tour, and they were the opening band on the UK leg of the tour. I don't know if they're going to do it in the US, but I hope they do for everyone else's sake. But yeah, Rumahoy, I didn't know who the fucking band was, in all honesty, and of course, Alestorm being there, I had to go to the show and just have a good time. So, I went down early, got in, literally walked into the venue, and Rumahoy started playing, and I was kind of took off my feed. If you want to hear more about that review, link down below. But this album, I really enjoyed their performance, so I went and picked it up. I had such a good time, so I was like, yeah, I have to pick up something of them. So I went to their merch table and picked up a copy of their debut album, and I was going home on that night singing songs from this album, so as you can imagine, I was looking forward to listening to it when I got in. Now, I obviously saved myself, went to sleep, woke up, and then going, right, let's stick that Rumahoy album on before work. And I have to say, straight away, I was like in love with the album, and literally, I've listened to the album probably about maybe 15 times since I got the album, and that just says how much I enjoy this album. Like, excuse me, like Alestorm, we all know the sound. We all know the whole, like, fun party kind of Alestorm sound. But to have something new, a newer band, come along and go, right, we're going to do things a little bit differently, was just like a breath of fresh air to me, anyway. And from the minute I stuck it on, I knew this was just going to be a fun, just enjoyable, good time kind of album, especially when the first song is simply called Ahoy. Yeah, and quite frankly, I think from that moment I was just like, yep, I'm hooked on this album. And literally throughout the course of the album, literally after the first listen, I was singing the lyrics left, right and centre. I think my girlfriend and my family kind of got annoyed at the fact that I was singing pirate songs left, right and centre. I definitely think my girlfriend got annoyed at it, so sorry, babe. Anyway, but honestly, this album is such an enjoyable album, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's not a really good album, because in my opinion, it is a fantastic album to listen to. The songs are amazing to listen to, and the production value of it all is incredible. It's very precise, but it kind of gives off a bit of a, like, not really such a modern kind of production, but it kind of gives off a kind of like a couple of year back kind of production to it. It's quite a thick sound, it kind of has a little twinge of old school in there, but obviously the folk instruments in there and the synths definitely add all the happiness and jolliness to this album and makes it just all that more fun. The riffs are still very, very tight on this album. They're quite thrashy, kind of take on board a bit of a Swashbuckle kind of vibe to there, like a bit of a thrashy, folky kind of attack to it, but it's still a very enjoyable kind of, like, you know, like, fun, just enjoyable kind of riffs that you can just headbang along to or get drunk to, you know what I mean? Drums as well, very loud, precise, and very enjoyable, groovy, and loud and proud, and I absolutely love that factor. And as I said about synths, obviously adding to that, creating that atmosphere of jolliness and fun and ahoy, basically. But yeah, and also one of the things I do like about this album in particular is the vocals on it. They're like really raw, kind of. They're not like screamed, or they're just like ahoy, like kind of like a stereotypical pirate, but a bit more lower tone than, say, the likes of Alestorm, and it actually feels a bit more piratey, if that makes sense. I know that's a bit of a stupid fucking term to use, but it actually feels a bit more piratey when you listen to this album. And I just love his voice. I've been actually trying to do it ever since I heard the album, just to see what I can do with it, you know. But honestly, and the lyrics, as I said before, are ones that fucking stick in your head. There is no doubt in my mind that when you listen to this for the first time, for the rest of the week, you will be singing these lyrics left, right, centre, all over the shop. You will be doing that. Like particular songs that you'll be singing are obviously Ahoy, Forest Party, easily Forest Party you'll be listening to, Hoffman the Pirate King, another excellent song, Netflix and Yar. Oh my god, Netflix and Yar. As soon as I heard that title live, I was just in kinks and I was singing it away like throughout the night. It was just that song, Netflix and Yar, just so epic. It's like one of their slower, more ballady, you could say, for an extent, songs, but that song sticks in your head. And one of the songs that my good buddy Sean from Science Fiction was singing in his favourite song, Pirate Ship, which is the second last track on this album, you're just like, yeah, that it's kind of got, I believe it's German that's singing in, and like, what more can I say about that song? It's just such a fun song. That one's definitely kind of like partier. That's a party starter. That'll get you dancing around the room like a fucking loony. You should have seen this before I did this review. I was listening to this album, just sorting out stuff for my next video, and I was just singing around, dancing away, just having a good time. That's all this album's really for, really. And then obviously the title track of the album, which is The Triumph of Piracy. That song, it's kind of like a 10-minute long song, but when they play it live, they obviously halved it. But obviously, it's a fantastic song in itself, but then it cuts off, fades out, and then comes back with a really epic shredathon, basically. Just loads of shredding for about, I don't know, 4 minutes or so, just a lot of shredding, and it just adds so much to that track. Like, you think, oh, it's over. And then you start to walk away, and you're just like, huh? It's coming back, and you just hear the shred, and it just feels more epic. There's no other ways to describe it other than epic, fun, enjoyable, and puts a smile on your face. It puts a smile on my face every time I see the album track list, see the album cover, and think of that performance at Pyrofest 2018. It was absolutely fantastic. This production value with the funness just adds so much to it. Oh, and I fucking got to add, the bass sings very, very much so on this album, I have to say. Cuts through the mix very thickly, but still chunky as hell. It just adds so much to it. So yeah, all those aspects that I talked about just add to this album. And I know it's kind of sad to see it, but this is still one of my favourite albums of 2018. Like, Apophis I talked about in the last video, that was a fantastic death metal release. But we're taking things a little bit off the perspective of the fact that Rumahoy is another one of my favourite albums of 2018. I absolutely love this album. It's so enjoyable, so fun, and every time I come to it, I never get fucking bored. I've never stopped listening to this album since I got it, and it's still one of my favourites of 2018. So make sure you check out Rumahoy with the Triumph of Piracy. It's absolutely fantastic, and I might as well add, I'm going to take the lyric book out actually for this one. So I'm just going to show you the epic artwork. If it'll focus. There we go. Epic artwork. Obviously, Napalm has most of the pirate bands on their label, so yeah. But yeah, excellent album. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already. Rumahoy's The Triumph of Piracy is easily one of the most fun albums you'll hear in 2018. And if you're too serious and don't like fun albums, then this definitely isn't for you. But if you want something enjoyable, definitely check out Rumahoy's The Triumph of Piracy, released on the Napalm Records. For an overall score though, I'm going to give this a solid 10 out of 10. Absolutely love this album. I love it. Can't stop listening to it, so make sure you check it out. And I'll see you until the next video, and remember, stay metal, and I'll see you later.